Hey guys, it's Jamie. What do we think of the beard? You like it shorter? I think I like it shorter, yeah. So, before I started testosterone, I did so much research online. It was borderline obsessive. What can happen on testosterone? And still, when I started, these changes happened that I wasn't quite expecting, or I wasn't expecting them to happen to the extent at which they did. So I thought now, just over 4.5 years on T, I would have a look back and talk about the changes that weren't really talked about. So the things that I wasn't told about before starting T. Number one, hair sprouting in some really strange places. From my toes to my shoulders. I mean, look at this. Look. You're probably not going to be able to see, actually, that was a waste of time. Yes, even my butt crack is now home to a small forest. Hair has just sprouted everywhere and anywhere it can think of. I mean, I expected to have places like my chest and my face. I was looking forward to it being on my face. Nail trail, leg hair, that kind of thing. But I wasn't expecting it in these kind of less typical, slightly grosser places. I mean, I even have hair on my elbow now. Number two is a receding hairline and like just thinning head hair. You know, all that new hair that's come up on your body. Yeah, well, it's fallen from your head. I'm convinced just every new hair I get, like on my chest, is just a fallen head hair. I knew T could cause a receding hairline. It's just been somewhat terrifying to watch it happen over the years. Yes, cross your fingers for me that it just stops falling out and it stays as it is now. I'm really obsessed with losing my hair. I don't want to lose my hair. Number three, being smelly and smelling different from pee to sweat. Bit gross, I know, I'm sorry. But I knew testosterone could cause certain like odour changes in some departments, but I didn't quite expect it to be as noticeable as it was, and quite frankly smelly. I'm sorry for the TMI, but I really am convinced I go through twice as much deodorant now as I used to. Number four, spots occurring in numerous quantity and just as weird places as the new hair. I swear that like each new hair and spot come as a couple, so I have lots of little like spot hair weddings all over my body. The back spots are terrible. I'm really sorry if some of the things in this video are a bit gross and you're learning new things about me. Just being honest. I'm sorry. Number five, the amazing disappearing act of my crying ability. Pretty soon after I started T, my tear ducts got severely constipated, and it's been like that ever since. I get the lump in throat moment. I feel like, oh yes, I would so cry to this. This is like a really moving thing I'm watching or reading or whatever, and it just never comes to anything. It's like there, I can feel it, but just the crying doesn't occur. It's like, you know, when you really, really need to sneeze and you're like, and then it just buggers off. It's like that, but crying, yeah. And finally, number six is getting those cramps. So not having a certain monthly occurrence has definitely been one of the highlights being on T. It's been wonderful to not experience it, but what does happen sometimes is I still have the cramps that you would associate with having it. It can go through phases of being fairly regular, but just nothing gets, it doesn't come to anything. I don't know how to say that without it sounding a bit gross. It's kind of like the crying, like a painful version of the crying. It's like you have it there, but nothing happens. Like testosterone has become a barrier to certain bodily functions. Wow, this is really weird. They're just a few of the things I could think of that either surprised me that they happened at all, or it surprised me to what extent they happened. They were things that I didn't see talked about a huge amount before I started testosterone. I hope this video could be somewhat helpful or informative in some way. If you liked it, maybe think about giving it a thumbs up and even subscribing if you want to. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye! Oh wow, it's really dark. I'm scared.